Welcome to the MasterChef Canada kitchen. We loved seeing you in your homes and your workplaces, but now you're in our world.
Yeah! Oh, baby.
Each one of you is here to beat every other home cook in this kitchen. Win $100,000 and become Canada's next Master Chef.
It's a title with the power to change your life. But if you want to stick around, the next thing you have to do is earn one of these. The coveted white apron. And there are only 12 of them up for grabs.
Seeing the white aprons, that's what I want, that's what I'm here for.
Thinking about actually getting one of those white aprons is suddenly becoming a reality.
Think one of them has your name on it? Well, you have to prove it in the upcoming cook. You have 60 minutes to blow us away with a signature dish using the special ingredient that you brought from home.
You'll have access to premium German-made Miele appliances, the equipment room, and the specialty pantry. After the cook, only those with the strongest dishes will move forward.
But if we don't think you cut it, we're gonna cut you.
Oh. That's right. If one of us gives you a tap on the shoulder during the cook, we're very sorry. But that means your MasterChef Canada journey is over.
This is a shocker.
To get tapped and leave before the plate is done would be devastating.
I'm not scared, and the more taps, the better.
Are you ready to break free from the pack and set the standard with your signature dish?
Yes, chef!
Your 60 minutes starts now!
But you can see the focus on Beccy's face. She's only 19, and that makes her the youngest home cook we've ever had in this kitchen.
My key ingredient's beetroot. My family really loves it. It's a fall type of thing. My sister eats it like candy. I'm not your typical 19-year-old cook. People totally underestimate me. I'm not stuck in my ways at all. Like, I don't really have ways yet because I'm only 19.
Remind me of your signature ingredient, Beccy.
Beetroot.
It has a monochromatic look that feels modern. And how did you wish to cook the tenderloin?
Medium rare, hopefully.
Very nice. The beets, you have respected and elevated their flavors, seasoned well, but we have a problem here. Beccy, we have a problem here. The problem is that there's one less apron to fight for. This is your express pass to the top 12.
I'm so excited to get a white apron.
Good job, Beccy!
Way to go, Beccy!
I'm the youngest person ever to get a white apron. It's crazy. My parents are gonna be so proud.
Way to go back!
Hi there, Beccy. So you got sweet. So what are you cooking?
I'm gonna do a dark chocolate and coffee eclair.
And you're gonna be making a choux pastry?
Yeah,
That's a tricky one to make.
Yeah, I didn't use a recipe, so it might not work.
You didn't use a recipe?
I know what it looks like, so hopefully it will work.
Fingers crossed it all goes smoothly. Keep an eye on the clock.
I make choux pastry quite a lot at home. I mean, I find it pretty easy, but some people have a really hard time. I know what I'm doing, I'm not stressed, so.
Beccy, it looks like she's done finished. She is unflappable.
It seems like nothing rattles Beccy. She's always in the zone.
Beccy might have enough time to actually make herself a cup of coffee.
Don't really get excited about things, but I'm shaking on the inside. It's coffee and dark chocolate eclairs.
The recipe you used was right off the top of your head.
Yeah.
For a classic choux pastry, something that pastry chefs work relentlessly at to perfect for years.
Yeah, I just did it by eye.
That's pretty impressive, I would say. Let's take one of these, open it up, and see how it looks from the inside. Look at that. Pretty full in there. The pastry cream is incredibly soft. And you have a good balance of coffee in there, and that dark, bitter chocolate works really, really well with it. I think you could have cooked the choux pastry buns a little longer,
Yeah.
but it is very good. Which is why I had to have a second bite.
Let's taste. Watch out behind you. Incredible. The coffee flavor just pops. The pastry cream is beautiful, smooth, and velvety. It really is incredible.
Thank you.
Becky, I'm quite surprised that you're the last pick. How do you feel?
I don't really care. I had a bad cook last time, so it just makes sense.
So, Becky, being the last home cook standing comes with a huge advantage. You get to choose which team you want to be on.
I'll go with red.
Why?
There's some strong people on there that I like.
Kagan's not on the red team. Does that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, he's really messy. I don't want to deal with that.
Fair, fair.
There is a definite contrast in the leadership between the blue team and the red team.
Good.
Mike V is very vocal the way he's leading his team. He's encouraging them.
You're rinsing it? You're rinsing it, okay. You're getting the stock going? Good, good, good.
Jonathan, on the other hand, I don't think that he is actually really showing them who's in charge.
Becky, what's the ratio? What are you thinking for ratio?
For the duck salad?
Yeah.
You need to put the garlic in with the mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it in. We're gonna put this in there too?
No.
No?
That's too much moisture. Let's be too oniony.
Okay. Oh yeah, but how many do you need? Do we need any onions?
No onion.
No onions in this one?
To be quite honest, her contribution on the whole dish, she's almost a team captain.
This needs a lot more cornstarch.
Cornstarch?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get another slurry going.
Are you ready to find out who won?
Yes, chef!
The winning team, by a whopping 31 votes, is
The red team!
So yeast donut.
Like an apple compote in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a very cold day today, so we want to use some warm flavors. So we have some cinnamon, some nutmeg.
Spicy glaze, like a spiced glaze cinnamon.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect donuts require perfect dough, but one team is having trouble rising to the occasion.
Becky, how's it going with the dough here?
Pretty good. I'm just waiting for it to bloom.
So I look in the mixers expecting to see nice bubbles to show me that the yeast is activated, and I see nothing. How much longer do you need? Well, I guess just once it starts bubbling, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Was our water too hot?
A little bit.
Hot water is the worst thing for yeast because it literally kills it. Are you worried that it's not going to bloom because it's too hot?
A little bit.
Yeah? Should we start again? Hey, I'm not the baker. This is why I picked Becky.
It's super annoying to screw up right out of the starting blocks. And I know right now that I killed the yeast.
This is a critical mistake too early on in the game, and I'm not happy about it.
The home cooks hit the beach to find out which team racked up the biggest sales.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yeah.
Good job. Thanks, chefs.
Good job, guys.
You just delivered exceptional donuts to hundreds of hungry dog lovers.
We've tallied up your sales, and the results were extremely close, with only $25 separating the first and last place teams.
But only one team sold enough donuts to save themselves from the pressure test.
We have the most innovative idea. We deserve this.
I got such good feedback from the customers. I had a woman buy 4 donuts in a row. I'm feeling so confident right now.
It just comes down to those numbers. You can't really tell. I think we have this in the bag.
And to announce that winning team, please direct your attention to Bubba.
Hey, Bubba. Go fetch. Come on, Bubba. Come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. And the winning team is... the green team.
We won.
Marissa, you and your team sold 132 donuts.
Amazing.
Well done.
I made it to the top 8, and I'm very happy with what I've done here so far. My mom would be incredibly proud.
I'm not wearing my fancy-dancy white apron. I'm wearing the dark, gloomy black, and I don't know why.
Black aprons mean it's the end for someone's journey. I think we're all pretty nervous.
Nobody's at the front, just kind of waiting. Where are the judges?
Home cooks, turn around.
Top 8, the competition is getting harder and harder. And tonight is no exception. You are about to compete in a series of pressure tests. They will culminate in one of you going home.
You'll face 3 different tests requiring incredible skill. You must master them or you won't survive.
Get ready for the fight of your lives.
The judges are being super intense today.
The battle begins right here with 8 home cooks. Half of you will crawl your way to safety up in the gallery. The other 4 will move on to
the second round. Here, the 4 remaining home cooks will engage in a fight for survival. 2 more will be safe. The other 2 will face
the final challenge. Here, the remaining home cooks will go head-to-head with everything on the line. And there's no margin for error.
I just finished my last pressure test and survived, and now I have to do it again.
The classics you'll be tackling tonight all hail from the same place, France.
When you say French cuisine, you think technique and you think hours and hours and hours of practice to get the most minute detail right.
Well, I'm from a country that's right next to France, so...
French cooking techniques are the foundation of modern Western cuisine.
And they had an enormous impact around the globe. I combined French techniques and Asian flavors to create some of my most famous dishes. First challenge you're facing requires perfect technique. A plain French omelet.
I got the first fold done, no cracks. The hardest part is getting it out the pan, like over the lip into the plate.
Wow, Beccy was the first out of the pan.
Beccy, are you pleased with your omelet?
Yeah, there's no cracks or anything in it.
What happened here?
Where?
See some of the whites here? Didn't whip your eggs properly.
Mm-hmm.
This should look very uniform. The edges here should be sealed. Why didn't you take advantage of that last minute?
I just wasn't really watching the clock. I was just getting it done.
Okay, well, let's see. So, is this going to be runny?
It's not going to be runny.
Want to bet?
Not really.
You should have wagered because you would have won. This proves to me why you're here. It's almost textbook. Few little issues, but it shows a lot of promise.
I'm learning a lot from Chef Claudio. Just the tiniest little tips are really helpful.
Beccy, your omelet wasn't quite as attractive, but its velvety interior tasted just as good. Congratulations.
Good job, Beccy. Good job, Beccy.
You and Eugene are safe tonight. And you'll also be captains in the next team challenge.
Oh, boy.
Please head on up to the gallery.
Thank you, Chef. I'm extremely happy that I'm heading up to the balcony. It's kind of a relief knowing that even though I strive to be better, it's good enough.
I feel like super proud because this is the first time I made a French omelet. I'm the youngest captain ever.
Behold, for the first time ever, the MasterChef Canada Oyster Shuck-Off.
Ah, yes.
New piece of information is it's a shucking competition.
The home cook who shucks the most oysters in 3 minutes will head straight to safety up in the gallery.
God. I want to get on that balcony more than anything. If I can make the most of 3 minutes, that's all I need.
I'm extremely familiar with oysters. I eat a lot of them, but I have no idea how many oysters I could shuck in 3 minutes.
I have zero experience shucking oysters. I'm just hoping I don't stab myself in the hand.
Essential to shucking the oyster properly is disconnecting the oyster from its shell.
I think that I've shucked probably thousands of oysters in my lifetime. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Never shucked an oyster before because they're kind of gross and slimy.
We'll be examining your work, and poorly shucked oysters will not count towards your final total.
You have 3 minutes to shuck, and your time starts now. Hi, Beccy.
Hi.
How you doing?
All right.
First pressure test. Nervous?
Not really.
Not really. So, you confident?
Yeah.
Well, have you ever cooked an oyster before?
No.
No. And you're not nervous at all?
No.
Cold as ice.
I tell you, don't be nervous, but you should always care. Remember that.
Yeah.
All right?
You're a savage, Beccy. You're a savage, Beccy.
I want the judges to know that I can handle the pressure. I do have emotions, I just don't show them.
The unshakable Beccy. It looks like you carbon copied the plate that we showed you. Well, let's see how your raw oyster tastes. The mignonette is expertly done. Good heat, the peppercorns are finely ground. It complements that oyster beautifully.
Sauce, good flavor, well seasoned. Right combinations of the cheese, the breadcrumb, and finally that mushroom. This oyster Rockefeller, it's one of the best I've ever had. Wow, Beccy. Very well done.
Thank you.
That's it, Beccy. Oh, Beccy.
Beccy, you were the only one that had that oyster in the grasp of the pincers of the lobster, as was shown. Fresh, crisp, and crunchy, the way it should be. Nice seasoning on the lobster claw, but it is, in my opinion, slightly underdone. You're not making it easy.
Good job, babe. I don't feel safe right now because everyone had ups and everyone had downs on their dishes.
It's going to be very, very tough. And I think it's going to get down to counting the flaws.
I want to be the one who's staying. I don't want to go home. I'm not ready to go home.
There's 2 home cooks that are in the bottom and almost equal in their mistakes.
It's anybody's game at this point. It can be the tiniest little misstep and you get sent home.
Let's go deliver the news.
Let's do it.
Three oysters, 3 different ways, 3 incredibly talented home cooks. But one emerged as a front runner.
Beccy, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
I feel like I deserve to be in the top 7. I have that fight in me I showed today. Thanks.
Most of the home cooks came out with baskets full of food, but Beccy, she had merely a handful of ingredients in her basket.
I think 4 grapefruits and half a dozen eggs.
She's obviously going sweet.
I don't want to see an apple pie. I don't want to see plain burger and fries. This is not the time to be safe.
I'm gonna elevate pie by not just making the traditional mold. It's pretty much a deconstructed pie.
I'm gonna make like a grapefruit pie with basil jelly and meringue.
It is pie at its core, it's just completely elevated. I've never had grapefruit and basil before, but I think it'll work. Basil goes with most fruit.
Hi, Becky.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Oh, what are you making?
A pie.
Pie. Could you settle down? The excitement is overwhelming. Pie. What kind of a pie are you making?
I'm gonna make a grapefruit curd with grapefruit and basil jelly and a meringue.
That's not your average diner pie.
To bake pie in 1 hour, do you think it may be a risk?
Instead of a crust, I'm gonna do a crumble instead.
I baked a pie years ago, and it took less than an hour, Alban. So, show a little faith.
Yeah.
Go get him, sister.
Thank you.
Becky, I want that pie to jump.
Don't listen to a thing he just said. Just ignore it.
The next cook chose a dish often described as humble. And the home cook who made it is Beccy.
It's really good to hear my name. I'm just hoping that they like it. I made grapefruit and basil pie with Italian meringue and a crumble.
This is no humble pie. The presentation is beautiful. An Italian meringue. Why not French meringue?
Italian meringue goes like marshmallowy and it's a different texture.
I like that marshmallow and that beautiful candy grapefruit jelly. It balances out the tart from that grapefruit. Are you sure you're 19?
Yeah.
You're making me proud.
Where did you learn how to plate like this?
Well, I'm pretty much self-taught.
It's really sophisticated. A lot of layers of flavor going through there. This shows a tremendous amount of skill. You have a lot of talent.
Thank you. I'm so proud of myself.
This next challenge is a replication that would test your skills in 5 very different ways. An all-Asian street market sampler.
I know nothing about cooking Asian food. Nothing.
Internationally, hawker stalls and street vendors are producing some of the world's most exciting food trends.
In fact, a stall in Singapore was recently honored with a Michelin star.
Given that there's 5 different things on this plate, timing could be an issue today.
First, we have a perfectly crafted Chinese bao, a steamed bun filled with succulent pork belly, cucumber, and Asian pear.
Next, 2 flavorful Vietnamese delights. A jellyfish salad that requires both technique and flair. And a banh mi sandwich packed with chili chicken, chicken liver mousse, pickled vegetables, and cilantro.
I'm kind of freaking out a little. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of girl. I've never prepared any of these dishes before.
There's also a takoyaki, a round Japanese snack filled with octopus and topped with gently waving bonito flakes. For dessert, a sweet Thai banana fritter encrusted in a coconut batter.
All 5 of these dishes?
This is gonna be a doozy.
Andy, tonight, you're off the hook. You do not have to cook.
Yes. The rest of you will only have 70 minutes to replicate every component of this Asian street market sampler.
Not hours, not days, 70 minutes.
That's impossible.
Not to worry, you do not have to do it alone.
That's because this is a classic MasterChef Tag Team Challenge.
The thing that I'm most afraid of is the tag team challenge. I don't want to work with somebody who's going to be wishing it were anybody else.
And Andy, your second advantage is that you get to make the teams.
Wow. Andy holds all the power right now. I'm a little bit concerned with how these pairings are going to go down.
So Andy, which home cook do you see as your biggest threat?
The individual has a very similar flavor profile that I do. Eugene.
Interesting.
I see myself in the finale because I have the creative and innovative side, and I've proven myself in this competition multiple times.
Who are you going to pair with Eugene?
This individual has a very different style of communication and cooking than Eugene. I think this could cause them both to stumble. I'm gonna have Beccy join Eugene.
I'm putting all my faith in Eugene's palate right now. The only reference I have to Asian street food is cookbooks and things.
Andy, who is your next biggest threat?
Michael G.
Cheers.
Who will you pair with Michael G?
Kagan, you can join Michael G.
Andy, you suck. Kagan is messy, cluttered, and unfocused. I'm very organized, but take what you got.
His mistake, bro. His mistake.
Bring it in. Sure, you got this.
That leaves Nadia and Marissa. How do you two feel about working together?
I think we'll be all right.
We'll be just fine.
Everyone, proceed to your stations. Andy, head up to the gallery.
At your station, you will find everything you need to replicate our Asian street market sampler.
As in every tag team challenge, you and your partner must take turns working on your platter. At regular intervals, we'll yell switch, and you and your partner will have to change places. Now decide amongst yourselves who'll be cooking first. And then please take your positions.
At the end of this challenge, at least one of you will be going home. Are you ready?
Yes, chef!
Your 70 minutes starts now!
Nice. Beautiful.
Eugene.
Beccy, onions for the pate.
They're in there.
They're in there? Okay, perfect.
How's she doing?
She's doing great. She's pushing faster than I've seen her move in the past.
I think she actually moves faster than you.
Yeah, she does. She doesn't waste any movements.
Good luck.
Thank you, Chef.
Andy, you consider Eugene your biggest threat. Were you surprised at Beccy?
To hear her yelling in the kitchen, I haven't seen that yet. And it just proves that she's an even bigger threat than I already thought she was.
Let's start with the banh mi. Chicken cooked perfectly. Nice season. Who did the pate?
I did.
Okay. Maybe a little bit too much onion. Let's look at these jellyfish salad. Beccy, you eat a lot of jellyfish?
No, never had it.
And Eugene?
I eat it almost at every family dinner.
Did you try the jellyfish?
No.
Did you taste this?
I don't remember, but I don't believe I did.
You were lucky because the taste, it's all right. It could have used a bit more sugar, a bit more kick, a bit more spice. Now, bao. That pork belly. Perfect. Now, who's responsible for that?
Eugene.
Eugene. So he did one thing, right? Okay. Who's responsible for this?
Both of us.
Have you ever made takoyaki before?
I've made it once before.
You made it once. It looks good. I mean, you got the color, you got the caramelization. You know something?
What?
You got this right. It is crispy on the outside, it's tender, it's well cooked. You did a good job. Finally, what is this?
We had a shortcut.
How many bananas did you fry up?
One.
You hit the spot. Unfortunately, there's not enough of it. Please go back to your station.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef.
Beccy, are you as shocked as I am that you're the last one standing here?
No, they're probably scared that I'm gonna yell at them.
Beccy, please join the blue team.
Happy to have you. I'm thrilled to have Beccy on my team. I think the kitchen is where Beccy was just born to be. She's just got this fire.
During service, we'll get feedback from our valued guests. But in the end, it'll be Alvin, Michael, and myself who decide which team wins and which team goes into the pressure test.
Now you'll change into your chef's whites and meet Claudio in the kitchen, where he's going to demonstrate the dishes that you'll be responsible for. Good luck.
Here we go.
Chef Claudio will now demonstrate the 2 appetizers and 2 entrees the home cooks will be making.
So the first appetizer I'm going to show you is octopus a la plancha. Here you have your octopus.
It's awesome watching Chef Claudio do his own thing in his own restaurant.
Here you have the jicama salsa, cucumber that has been compressed in gin, grapefruit segments, a little bit of creme fraiche.
I'm struck by the ease at which Chef Claudio puts together this plate. My thought is that this plate is a lot of work.
So here we have the octopus a la plancha. Appetizer number 2 is beef tartare with smoked egg yolk and puffed pasta. So you've got 2 ounces of chopped beef tartare here. Start with sea salt, pickled mustard seed, cracked black pepper. This is beef fat vinaigrette. Here you have some chives, a little splash of olive oil, and now you're just gonna mix this up.
These dishes are very scary, and it's only the first 2 that we've seen, and there are a crap ton of elements in here.
So here I'm grating the smoked egg yolk over top of this puffed pasta. A little bit of cilantro, cracker. What's that? Simple, but not so simple. So the first entree I'm gonna show you is the sea bream. You're gonna add your sea bream to your hot pan. The fish should be medium rare in the middle.
The fish has to be cooked perfectly because it is a white fish, so like that's less forgiving than pink fish.
So now I'm gonna spoon the mixture of chorizo, potatoes, clams into your bowl here. So that we're just gonna lay on top. And then the next step, your corn and saffron velouté. So there you go. This is the sea bream entree. Next thing, I'm gonna show you how to do the lamb loin. Here's your lamb loin. So you're gonna let this sear. You're gonna caramelize the outside of the meat here. See, perfect caramelization.
The lamb is intimidating to me because it could be overcooked, it could be undercooked, it could be dry. There's a lot of moving parts with the lamb.
It's a lentil ragu, carrots that have been glazed in honey. This is your last entree, perfectly cooked, medium rare lamb loin. I want every dish that leaves this kitchen tonight to look exactly the way I showed you.
There's a lot of components that need to go down on each plate to get them right. The pressure is on.
I hope you all paid close attention to Claudio's instructions, because in 1 hour, his guests will be expecting the high quality that Copatine is already famous for.
If you're not nervous yet, you should be. While you cook, Claudio will be at the pass, watching your every move.
Remember, at the end of this challenge, the weakest team will face a pressure test that will send at least one of you home.
Claudio is counting on you. Are you ready to make him proud? Yes. Your prep time starts now!
All right, blue team, listen up. Ordering 2 lamb, 2 sea bream.
2 lamb, 2 sea bream.
2 more sea bream, that's 9 in total. Eugene, that's 9 total.
This is the first time I've ever cooked sea bream. This is crazy.
Let me see that fish.
Overcooked?
Overcooked.
Eugene, it's overcooked. We need to redo it.
So Eugene, you just wasted 5 pieces of fish.
I'm sorry, chef. Right now, all we have is 1 out of the 5 orders for the first table. It feels like we're starting the challenge over again now.
When are you gonna give me 5 bream and 1 lamb?
As soon as we can get the bream from over there.
Eugene, how many clams are in this pan?
I have 4 on the pan.
No, Eugene, listen to what I'm saying before you answer. How many is in this pan? How many orders?
It's for 5.
Okay.
Becky, are you in charge now?
Seems like it.
Seems like it, right? Looks like it.
I'm having a hard time balancing all of these different things. I can't pay attention to Chef Claudio, and I can't pay attention to the rest of my team.
Eugene, we'll have 2 orders of clam and only 1 fish.
Okay, 4 fish are about to come. Eugene, you got that?
Keegan, take control.
Becky, you want to take charge?
Do you need me to?
Eugene listens to you, and you're more composed.
Eugene, I'm in charge now. I'm excited to be team captain. I'm going to whip these boys into shape.
Thank you, Becky.
The best chance we have of winning is with Becky at the helm.
Tegan, where's the lamb at?
2 minutes on the lamb. Get the plate ready.
Are the lentils done?
Yes. 2 sea bream right here, and then up with the other
these
fish.
carrots need to be cooked more. The key to running a professional kitchen is yelling. 2 lamb,
Nice looking lambs, Becky.
Thank you.
How long in the bream?
The bream is about 2 minutes away. Becky's team captain, and it's going much smoother.
I need those 2 breams, fast.
Yeah.
The challenge is probably the worst thing that you could put in front of me.
2 identical pillows of airy meringue, sandwiching a decadent cream filling, crispy and soft, polished and playful, all at the same time. It is the epitome of elegant simplicity.
We want to see 10 macarons cradled in a beautiful gold and white box. And we want you to add your personal touch by presenting them in 2 distinct flavors.
Uniformity is key, consistent in their texture and size.
This is hell on earth for me. I'm going up against the 2 best bakers in this competition, and the last thing I baked was a quarter of a cake that sent me home. So, eek.
We're giving you 75 minutes to make 10 magnificent macarons.
You will have at your disposal all the equipment that you need, including premium German-made Miele appliances and a specialty pantry filled with items to inspire your choice of flavors, colors, and fillings.
The home cook with the weakest macarons will leave the MasterChef Canada kitchen.
Are you ready?
Yes, chef.
Time starts! Now.
Hi there, Becky. What flavors are you doing for us today?
I'm going to do a hazelnut praline and a Bakewell flavored one.
Ah, the Bakewell tart. Is that an old favorite of yours when you lived back in England?
Yeah, everyone loves Bakewell tarts.
So just describe to me those flavors in your macaron that's going to resemble the Bakewell tart. Because there's a lot of Canadians out there who will have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to put almond extract in the buttercream. I'm going to put a cherry in the middle and maybe some like flaked almonds.
Becky, I'll let you focus on those macarons, and I can't wait to try the Bakewell tart.
Thanks.
Carry on.
Growing up in England, Bakewell tarts are like a staple in your cupboard. Like, you just have them all the time.
How many are in the box, Becky?
10.
Well, let's see what they look like, shall we? At first glance, I see one that is definitely crushed, and the one adjacent to it. I have to try the Bakewell tart. It would be rude not to. That very gentle crust on the outside is there. That soft, moist center of the macaron itself. Beautiful. And then it's that almond flavor that comes through. That is Bakewell tart à la macaron. Thank you, Becky.
What is the second flavor that you made? Can you remind me?
Hazelnut praline.
Are you happy with this filling?
No.
What happened?
I wanted the praline crunchy, and it was just like too crunchy. I couldn't pipe it, and then I was just spooning it on.
You missed the mark. The filling kind of gets lost. There's not enough of it.
Perfect macarons rely upon skill and a little bit of magic. And sadly, some of yours lack both. But there was one standout. Becky, you nailed your meringue. It was glossy, perfectly domed, and overshadowed the problems with your filling. Please take off your apron and head on up to the gallery.
Thank you.
I'm super excited for this. It's pretty cool to be top 5. It honestly doesn't feel real.
Tonight, we want you to make something that shows off what you've learned over the course of this competition.
You need to blow us away. So we have decided to give you some expert help.
What is going on?
I'm just seeing silhouettes. I don't know who they are.
We scour the country in order to pair each of you with someone who knows your cooking style inside and out. Please help us welcome your families and loved ones.
Oh my God.
It's amazing seeing my dad in the MasterChef Canada kitchen. It doesn't feel real.
So, Chris, Becky works with you in your tiling business, is that right?
Yeah, she's my helper.
If Becky wanted to pursue cooking, would you support that?
Absolutely. This is what she wants to do. She was always going to do this.
You have 60 minutes and full access to the equipment room.
After the cook, we will select the 3 most promising dishes for tasting, and the winner will receive a big advantage in the upcoming elimination challenge.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Your time starts now! They're working with the same ingredients that they used the first day in this kitchen.
I'm really excited to see the evolution of these home cooks.
It's either me or my dad who does all the cooking at home. I'm gonna do a chicken roulade, beetroots 2 ways, roasted butternut squash puree. I'm gonna do the chicken. He's gonna do kind of the vegetables and the jus.
Look at her. Look at her go. She moves like a chef these days. She's just a little baby, but she's all doing all this stuff. It's amazing. Unbelievably proud.
Don't stop.
Oh, sorry. Unbelievably proud.
The second dish we'd like to see was made by a team that never lost sight of who's the boss in the kitchen. Becky and Chris, please bring up your dish.
I'm gonna do chicken roulade, beetroot 2 ways, roasted butternut squash puree.
Wow, this is beautiful. I see real artistry. But you know what is king?
Dave.
This works beautifully. The crispy kale with beetroot, the mushroom, beautiful combination, beautiful texture. Outstanding dish, great teamwork.
Thank you.
Not only does it taste great, but you have used the beet in different ways to showcase your key ingredient. And who made the jus?
He did.
You did. That's wonderful. It is rounded, flavorful, has a little sweetness to it. It is the kind of classic chicken jus that you'd expect from a fine French bistro.
Well, thank you.
Putting out a dish like this, it's pretty impressive. Is she this good as a tile setter's assistant?
No, she's not going to make it as a tile guy, that's for sure.
Do you want her back helping you or in the kitchen? Which one is more important to you?
More important that she keeps cooking, definitely.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing the way Becky is in the MasterChef kitchen, she seems at home here. She's found her people.
There was one dish and one team that stood out from the rest. This duo created a truly restaurant quality dish, and they looked perfectly at home the whole time. Congratulations, Becky and Chris.
This is my first win in a mystery box. I'm sharing the victory with my dad, and it feels pretty cool that he gets to experience it too.
So, Becky, you get to decide which basket everyone will be working with.
We want to start by you choosing the basket that you'd like for yourself. And keep in mind, you'll be assigning that same collection of ingredients to one of your fellow home cooks.
It's definitely 4 very, very different baskets that might trip people up.
I'm gonna take this one.
Mary obviously likes baking, and I like baking too, so it just makes sense to pick her basket.
Now let's go down the line. Tell us who'll be working with each basket of ingredients.
I'm gonna give Eric's basket to Michael G. I haven't really seen him work with Asian flavors, so switch it up a little.
My style is Canadian things, root vegetables and lamb and game. Like, I don't know this world of cooking.
I'm gonna give David's seafood basket to Nadia.
Right now, I'm petrified. There's a live crab in there. There's a bunch of ingredients that I typically don't cook with. This could really throw me for a loop, I think.
Who else will be getting Mary's baking basket?
I'm gonna give Murray's baking basket to Andy. Andy's not a very good baker.
You can't dodge this anymore. Why not show that I can do this, earn my spot in the top 3? Let's do it.
That means Trevor's Italian basket is going to Eugene.
It's a very traditional basket. I'm not too excited by any of the ingredients, but it's my job to elevate it and bring excitement.
You have 1 hour to cook your way to the top 3. Are you ready?
Yes,
Chef. You better be, because your time starts now.
Becky, you're up next.
I feel pretty confident in this dish. I'm really happy with the presentation, like it looks really nice.
There's poached pears in buttermilk, pears soaked in cider, pink peppercorn tofu, and cranberry curd with cocoa and bourbon.
You know, Becky, you really have an incredible instinct when it comes to plating food. It's very sophisticated. Are you happy with the way this dessert turned out?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
So, chocolate with bourbon, right?
Yeah.
Did you cook the bourbon out?
No.
Why not?
Oh, I just wanted the full bourbon flavor of it.
Did you try all the ingredients together?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't. I hate to break this to you. The flavors to me are just clashing. It's one big clash. Try it.
Cocoa's really bitter.
Very, very bitter. Do you feel this is up to your standard?
No.
So thanks for being honest.
Becky, do you work with tofu much?
Never worked with it before.
Did you want to take a risk?
Yeah.
In a challenge that could either get you into the top 3 or send you home.
Mm-hmm.
The pear cooked in the buttermilk works surprisingly well. It adds a different taste note to it. Do you think you added enough sweetness to this dessert overall?
Probably not.
I'm telling you, absolutely not. Thank you.
Becky, Nadia, and Eugene, please come up to the front.
I need to stay in this competition. I need to be able to show Canada what I'm able to do.
This has been a really long and tough journey, and I don't want to go home yet.
I'm not done. I want a second chance so bad. This is all I want to do.
You all knew you had to bring your A game tonight. And none of you played it safe. You took risks. You tried new things. Unfortunately, some of them did not pay off.
After taking everything into account, we feel the final spot in the top 3 has to go to Becky.
Thank you.
Becky, your dish had a number of missteps, but it was beautifully plated and well conceived. Please go back to your station.
Thank you.
Welcome, top 3.
Yeah, hello, chef.
Notice anything different about the place?
A little bit.
Yeah.
One of the most exciting trends in food these days is the pop-up restaurant.
Look around. The MasterChef Canada kitchen is now home to 3 of them.
Cool.
And let me tell you, the buzz on these places is through the roof.
And when you see the driving forces behind them, we think you're going to be excited too. Welcome to Andy's Halifax Hawker House.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Oh my God. Wow. I have my own pop-up, Andy's Halifax Hawker House. To see the brand, the logo, is really a dream come true.
Becky's UK Gastropub.
This poster really reflects the type of food that I want to do today. It's cool.
And and Michael's Canadian Comfort Lodge.
This is so cool.
That's right. You are designing the menu tonight. Andy's Halifax Hawker House serves Asian street food with an East Coast flair.
Beautiful. Beccy's UK Gastropub celebrates the best of yesterday and today by taking a modern approach to some time-honored dishes.
That's so cool.
In Michael's Canadian Comfort Lodge, it's all about rustic opulence.
That is me. That's so awesome. So inspired. That's so cool.
There's nothing like a pop-up restaurant to give a rising star a chance to shine.
And guess what? We have invited some highly influential people to your pop-ups.
30 food influencers and bloggers are going to taste your food tonight. Hashtag no pressure.
It's crazy.
Each of you will have 90 minutes to plan, prep, and present an entree for these tastemakers.
During service, we'll get feedback from the diners, but the final decision rests with us. And the home cook who creates the best entree in terms of flavor and presentation will not just win this pop-up restaurant battle, they will advance directly to the MasterChef Canada finale.
Yeah, here we go. Incredible.
The remaining two will compete in the final pressure test of the season. Please go to your stations. We have a tough decision to make here. Andy's dish is almost too many flavors, too powerful. Beccy's dish, slightly under-seasoned in general. And Michael G, he struggled with time management.
Who do you think delivered the best? That is the question.
Who do you think deserves to be in the finale?
I don't want to go on the pressure test. I've never wanted anything more in my life than this.
Definitely took a risk on the flavors, and I hope it worked, but it does make me a little bit nervous.
I've only scratched the surface with my cooking abilities. Nothing's gonna stop me.
The first pop-up restaurant challenge in MasterChef Canada history is now over.
Thanks, guys. Much appreciated.
Having consulted the food bloggers, the judges will soon reveal their final decision.
Your pop-up restaurants gave you a sense of what it's like for a chef to put their reputation on the line.
Overall, the reviews were very positive. Beccy, the squab, was perfectly cooked. However, a few elements lacked seasoning, and your Yorkies were a bit dense.
Michael G, this was your best-looking dish to date.
Wow.
Unfortunately, you were not able to get all your components on every plate, and the cook on the lamb was inconsistent.
Andy, you created a true original. It featured some big, bold, punchy elements, but it suffered from a lack of balance. Overall, there was one home cook whose technique and plating gave them the edge.
The finale is within grasp. It's there to take, and I want to win this.
The winner of the pop-up challenge, who will advance immediately to the MasterChef Canada finale, is Beccy.
I'm so happy. My name just got called. I'm in the finale. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
You're one step closer to $100,000 and the life-changing title. Take off your apron and come on up and get your chef's jacket.
Way to go, girl.
I'm so proud. It doesn't seem real. I've worked so hard to get this chef's coat. The title of MasterChef Canada is super close.
Andy and Beccy, you will have 3 hours to complete 3 courses. Your appetizers will be due at the 1st hour mark, entrees at the 2-hour mark, and your desserts at the very end of the challenge.
That clock will not stop. You will continue to work after your plates are served.
We will taste your first 2 courses in private while you continue cooking. And then we'll ask you to join us for the tasting of your dessert.
Just before this cook starts, this is the most nervous I've ever felt.
I just gotta stay focused and push these dishes out.
You will now have 10 minutes in the pantry to gather everything you need. Are you ready?
Yes, Chef.
Your time in the pantry starts now!
I'm on Team Beccy 110%. Beccy's a quiet storm. She's fierce, and when you see her dishes come out, you realize that Beccy's in another league.
Becky, tell us what you're making tonight.
I have a theme of apple orchard, so I'm gonna do a quail's egg Scotch egg in a bird's nest. For the second course, I'm gonna do rabbit two-way, so one of them braised in cider, the other one is the rabbit loins. And for the dessert, I'm gonna do an apple panna cotta, like a fallen apple.
No problem.
No big deal.
Easy peasy.
Becky's like a little mad scientist, when it comes to cooking. I can't wait to see it.
Becky, where did your apple inspiration come from?
I really liked the idea of doing like a fake real fruit for a dessert, so it just kind of evolved from there.
I know Becky's incredible, but I'm hoping that my experience and the dishes that I'm coming with and just work ethic will be enough to get past Beccy today.
Andy has travel experience, 12 years on me, so I need to just work harder than Andy today. I've never wanted anything more than this.
Solid, Beccy, solid, like a rock.
Look, Becky's about to fry her first bird's nest using parsnip, sweet potato, and potato.
Is she mixing all three starches together?
It looks like she's doing that.
That's not a good idea because sweet potato has a lot of sugar in it, which means that it will burn before the other potatoes are cooked.
Beccy is like really sweating. I think it's starting to get to her a little bit.
Oh, Becky's bird's nest looks burnt.
I'm just feeling a lot of pressure because I have a lot to get done.
I've never seen her look so frazzled.
I've never taken on this much before. I'm feeling very overwhelmed right now.
Becky is already starting to plate her first course.
I've never taken on this much before. I'm just nervous about the time.
Dishes look incredible.
Smells good in here.
Yes, gorgeous.
Andy's starting to plate now. And Becky, she's already finished her appetizers.
5 minutes, you only have 5 minutes left.
What's that, Beccy?
Rabbit.
I see Becky's strategy right now. She has made her appetizer easier to prep because her main course is very intricate. Becky right now is breaking down her rabbit saddle. The bones on a rabbit are very small. You have to have the hands of a surgeon to be able to do that.
1 minute! Servers are coming!
I'm focused on me. Becky's gonna do her thing. I've gotta do what I gotta do to get these dishes out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Andy and Becky, please keep working. Your appetizers look fantastic.
The judges will now head into the banquet room to privately taste both appetizers, while the home cooks continue with the entree round.
I'm happy with the appetizer dish. It's like a thing in nature and I transformed it into food.
My appetizer looked great. These are massive flavors, and I hope the judges love them.
The first dish is Becky's Scotch quail egg with pork and apple coating on a nest of potatoes and parsnips.
I really enjoyed the presentation because it's so natural. But I don't think you two got the better deal out of this because there seems to be a color variation.
Some of the potatoes are burnt.
Let's not forget, Becky had extra time.
Yeah, she could have re-spiraled the potatoes, refried them, maybe a little bit less time in the fryer. Okay, let's try it. Yes, some of the potatoes are a little bit charred, but this dish is absolutely delicious. You've got the pickled pearl onions, you've got the charred leeks, the peeled cherry tomatoes. Those ingredients really help to counteract the fattiness of the other ingredients, and that's really intelligent cooking.
I think it showcases a great deal of technique. Seasoning on the sausage meat, I thought was spot on.
The flavors are beautiful. The Scotch egg done to perfection. I'm very impressed.
I like not knowing how the tasting of the appetizer went, so I can just focus on what I'm doing. For the entree, I'm making rabbit two ways with Jerusalem artichoke puree. I have to braise the rabbit, which I already started.
Oh my goodness. What is that called again?
Call fat.
Call fat. You're putting your rabbit and your apple in there, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. It's amazing.
Call's fat is the fat around a cow's stomach. It's just a great way of keeping things together with meat.
And also add moisture and flavors.
At home, don't have the equipment, don't have the access to all these ingredients. Like 3 months ago, it was impossible to become a chef for me, and now it's super close.
Yes, yes, Becky, yes, Becky.
Plating is absolutely key. Everything I put out has to be restaurant quality.
Incredible focus on these two home cooks.
There's a lot of pressure right now. I can feel my hands shaking as I put the puree on the plate.
Yes, Becky.
I'm really happy with the apple flavors in the entree. They're infused into the rabbit, so you can't really miss them.
The first entree the judges will taste is Beccy's. Rabbit saddle, caramelized apple and fennel wrapped in caul fat, and cider braised rabbit legs on a Jerusalem artichoke puree.
The sauce could have been a little bit thicker. It lacks a bit of color, but it smells great.
Her composition is actually very chef-inspired. The cook on Beccy's loin of rabbit is spot on perfect. And then the leg, moist, but fall off the bone flaky. This is a dish that embodies her thoughtfulness she's put into the dish. It's things that grow together, go together.
The artichoke puree is smooth, silky. It's not rich, but it's got flavor.
She cooks with so much instinct. She nailed it. Wow, look at the energy in this kitchen.
I really can't feel how exhausted I am right now. We haven't stopped.
What you making there, Becky?
Twigs.
My dessert is gonna be a fallen apple, like one that's freshly fallen off a tree. It's an apple panna cotta.
The core is going to be an apple jelly with toasted pine nut seeds, and then a twig made out of this dough and a sugar leaf.
If any one of these steps goes wrong, it's gonna ruin the entire dessert.
It's a lot to do with just 1 hour.
The panna cotta, I would say, is probably the most difficult element of Beccy's dish. The key is to make sure that you don't put too much gelatin into the mixture for your panna cotta, otherwise it'll make it way too stiff.
I want to show the judges a completely different type of dessert. I can never afford culinary school, so the only food knowledge that I had was through cookbooks, and now this experience has opened up a whole new world for me.
Yeah, I don't think Becky's future is in construction anymore.
Hello, Becky. So what are you making for pudding? As you know, pudding, that's what we Brits call dessert. What are you making for dessert?
I'm going to do a fallen apple. So it's a apple panna cotta with an apple jelly core with some toasted pine nuts in it.
Nice.
And then this is going to be like the ground.
The soil?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Is there anything a little extra that you're going to do to this dessert?
And I'm going to do a gel glaze.
And the glaze is going to be going onto the apple itself?
Yeah.
Sounds like the perfect ending to your apple-themed three-course menu. Smells good, Becky.
Thank you. You got this, Becky. You got this, Becky.
I chose some pine nuts and put them in the jelly core, and they represent the seeds in a natural apple.
Brilliant.
How ingenious is that?
The apple jelly is not set enough, so the pine nuts keep floating back up. It's like a whack-a-mole.
I have no idea if this dessert is gonna work until like the last minute.
5 minutes left. This will be your last 5 minutes in the MasterChef Canada kitchen.
She's just taken a small piece of her panna cotta and doing a little test of her glaze.
This dessert has to be perfect. I'm gonna ditch the glaze, I don't really like it.
Look, Becky just threw away her apple glaze. She's just thrown it out. Wow.
No more apple syrup?
No. It just looks too fake, like the color and everything.
She has a lot of discipline coming from a 19-year-old. If something doesn't work, she takes it out of the picture. 2 minutes, you only have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
I know my daughter, she's focused, she knows what she's doing, and she's gonna get it done.
I'm just a bag of nerves right now.
1 minute left. Come on, guys.
Got this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
I can't believe I actually just did that.
Amazing, guys. You did it.
Andy, Becky, congratulations to you both. Really amazing.
It's time to taste your third and final course. Please follow us into the banquet room.
I just have to leave it in the hands of the judges and hope that everything's okay.
I did every single thing I could, and I'm happy with the result. I just hope that all the dishes tell the story of who I am and the direction I want to take food.
Andy and Becky, before we taste, we'd like to tell you how you've done so far.
Let's start with the appetizers. Becky, we love your playful presentation. It's like something that I would do, which means it's brilliant.
Unfortunately, the 3 nests that you served us were inconsistent. Mine was a little burnt.
Let's move on to the entrees, starting with Becky's. I found the plating very intuitive, and the cook on the rabbit was spot on. Frankly, it was one of the finest dishes I've had in this competition.
Thank you.
So, as you can probably tell, we're very excited about the final leg of this journey.
I'm happy to present this dessert, but it's nerve-wracking getting the feedback.
Becky, please describe your dessert.
My dessert is a fallen apple. It's a apple panna cotta with an apple jelly, a soil, a sabla twig, and a sugar leaf.
Where's the glaze?
I just thought it would be too fake, that red color from food coloring, so I just wasn't comfortable serving it.
Nothing wrong with that. If it doesn't belong there, don't put it there.
Let's dig in.
The flavors are somewhat familiar, yet unique and different. Familiar as far as the panna cotta with the apple jelly within it. The soil has a deep, rich flavor to it that is such a strong anchor to this dish.
This is one of the most original desserts I've had anywhere.
There's a lot going on, but you can sense what is going on. So nothing is overpowering, and I like the journey you have taken us on with the apple.
However this turns out, you should both be very proud of what you've done tonight. We're gonna need some time.
Thanks.
I'm exhausted, but I feel happy that I hopefully pulled it off.
I put my entire self into these dishes today, and I hope it's enough to win.
I tell you, they have not made it easy for us.
They were neck and neck.
Each with their own unique style, their own unique take on ingredients.
I might be 19, but age never matters when you're in the kitchen.
There's elements of brilliance, there were some flaws.
Winning MasterChef Canada would be the best thing that's ever happened to me.
You have to find elements of incredible strengths and weigh it up against some of the weaknesses.
I think one cook told a story that I want to hear over and over again.
I would agree. Andy and Beccy, it takes courage to follow your dreams. A few months ago, you put your lives on hold to do just that, here in the MasterChef Canada kitchen.
Week after week, your skill and creativity were put to the test. And you didn't just survive, you flourished.
Both of you have earned the privilege to come up here and change places with us.
I fought hard to get where I am now. This is a life-changing experience.
I think I'm only now starting to truly believe that this isn't a fluke, that I belong here.
Tonight, you took us on two very personal culinary journeys.
We had to consider every component, every technique, and the overall impression that each of you left us with.
One of you showed slightly more innovation and craftsmanship.
That home cook will win $100,000, this trophy, and the life-changing title. Canada's new Master Chef is... Beccy.
I'm the new MasterChef Canada.
You did it. It's real. You're not dreaming.
This trophy is going to change like every aspect of my life. I can finally pursue my dream of becoming a chef.
Beccy, congratulations.
Beccy, she is a 19-year-old phenom, but I'm still really proud of how we responded today, to know that I will push in those difficult moments. So just get ready, it's gonna be a big ride.
I've realized that dreams are possible, they're not just dreams. I'm not going back to tile setting. I just want to cook in a restaurant.